Alright? Shalom. Call Halan Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Honors and salutations to all sincere active on the four corners, pushing the truth in all sincerity. Alright? With the Hebrew Israelites, come out here week in and week out, prophesy the downfall of America according to the Bible. Alright? And right now, y'all living in some real serious times. Being as though you had the Hurricane Harvey, you got Irma on its way, Jose, and the Kidder, or whatever, start with a K. It's coming right here, and it already devastated the Bahamas, man. They're talking about winds of 180 miles an hour. So that's treacherous winds right there, man. But I remember I was joking with a brother. He made a statement talking about the icing on the cake. If it would be a major earthquake that'll devastate the people, right? And on the way to camp, I just heard about this earthquake that happened in Mexico. All right, this is from CNN. It says Mexico's strongest earthquake in a century leaves dozens dead. All right, it says at least 58 people have died after the most powerful earthquake to hit Mexico in a century. That's 100 years, man. Struck off the southern coast. The magnitude, Salakia, 8.1 quake, which was felt as far as Mexico City and Guatemala City, was registered off Mexico's southern coast, just as heavy rains from Hurricane Kida, whatever the hell started, Katia, last the east. The epicenter was in the Pacific Ocean, some 600 miles, 1,000 kilometers southeast of the capital, and 74 miles, 120 kilometers off the coast. All right. So it's something like that. That's how you know we living in the end times, man. All right, you got hurricanes on top of earthquakes destroying the land, man. On top of wars and rumors of wars. All right, what you've been hearing about Russia and North Korea gonna come at America, man. They want to come at America, and it ain't just talk, man. These tensions are heating up, whereas they're test firing missiles. But you look on the street right now, you see people walking up and down the street like they don't got a care in the world, like they don't know what's going on in the world.
Yeah, like I seen this article where they're basically talking about how one of the largest cities in North Korea, they basically like evacuated it, and it's like no, you didn't see the cars and all that type of stuff. So they're getting ready for this, wars that are basically about to happen.
That's right. They preparing for wars. North Korea, Russia, and all those places are preparing for war, while you Americans are walking around preparing for football season, preparing for Halloween. All right. As a matter of fact, it was an article that came out about that Hurricane Harvey. Now they hauling people off the FEMA camps. All right. Now when you get hauled off to these FEMA camps are nothing but concentration camps. Because they found a dude down there in Houston, Texas, where Harvey hit. And this guy was a police officer sitting in his house. His house was kind of flooded. But they looked at him like he was a bum. And there was a newscaster that was interviewing him, talking about, excuse me, sir, you look like you need shelter. We can take you to this camp. He was like, no, man. He was like, you look like a bum. So basically, he said he looked like a bum. He was like, no, I'm a police officer. He shut him right down, man. Then he told him, he was like, you look like you could use a good meal. We could take you to these camps. He was like, they killing people in them FEMA camps, man. You know? They killing people in them FEMA camps. So guess what? That place is coming here. And we've been telling you about FEMA camps being put together for years, man. You can go in there. That's why they closed down all them Walmarts. They closed down all the Walmarts. Why? for the simple fact that to prepare them to start housing you people, because it's a thing called the HART program where they control the weather, man. Even John F. Kennedy said that.
It's on St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. It says, it's on Matthew chapter 24, verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
That's right. It said, take heed that no man deceive you. So anything that these Edomites or that you see on or CNN News or Fox News, now you even got Fox News talking about the nuclear missiles and all that. That's how you know it's right here, man. All right, that's how you know that it's right here. We at the tail end, but you people are still in a daydreaming state. Y'all, matter of fact, y'all not even daydreaming, man. Y'all completely comatose, man. Like you in a coma, a deep sleep, like a coma sleep, man. All right. So they telling us that Donald Trump telling everybody, you know, the peace talks. It was peace talks and everything was good and all that, and everything is at peace, and we got everything under control. And that if there's a terrorist attack, that Americans go prevail and prevail over that. We know that to be a lie, man. And they know it to be a lie. So we not believing what they saying to us, man. We believing in the words of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, which is prophecy. Because he already prophesied the downfall of this place.
It says, verse 5, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many.
That's right. So many shall come in his name and saying that they Hamashiach, which I'm a speaker for y'all, but they say his name is Christ and all that. And people believe that, man. That's like you got dudes, you got different Israelite camps that talk about they coming in the name of the Lord, deceiving many. One ISUPK was now that they teach that it's cool that you still can receive salvation if you get the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. That's what they out there teaching. You even have brothers in GMS, man, that ain't right. They might teach sound doctrine, you know, but their actions don't follow that doctrine, so they're deceiving you, and they're deceiving themselves, man. You got one of the biggest deceivers is the Catholic Church, man, which is the false prophet that the Bible speaks about. All right, the Catholic Church. And they come in the name of Jesus, which they got everybody, well, that's not a vote. They got all the people believing that that's his name. All right, but that's not his name, man. The Lord's name is Yahweh, and the Son's name is Yahushua, man. And those are the only two names that you can be delivered from. And that's the reason why we out here now.
It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
That's right, you're going to hear wars and rumors of wars, man. And what we hearing about right now, we hearing about wars and rumors of wars. We've been hearing about World War III for the longest time, which we actually in it is just not full circle yet, man. You know, it's just not full circle. You've been hearing about the little the Gulf Wars, Desert Storm, little wars like that. They were actual little wars, and you hearing about us, North Korea wanting to come over here and do things, man. But North Korea's about to attack, man. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. And North Korea, no matter of fact, China and Russia linked up, man. Which the scriptures tell you that all the allies of America is going to link up and come together and shoot missiles on this place, man.
It says, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
That's right, don't be troubled, because the end is not yet, man. Go ahead.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
That's right, man. So it says, nation shall rise against nation, kingdom shall rise against kingdom. So you got nations right here in America, man. That's why they got the United Nations. That's people rising against people too. You got kingdoms, because what kingdoms coming at each other? You got America, North Korea, China, Russia, Iraq, all these different kingdoms, man. They rising against each other, man. And nation against nation. You talking about famines? You know, if you go down, I talked to a buddy I know from high school, all right? And he lives in South America now, man. And he's talking about how they don't have any water on the shelves down there. He said, there's no gas down there. So if you drive a car, you try and gas your car up, you can't do it. And if you do find gas, he says it's about a 2 to 3 hour wait to get gas, man. And that's in South America, where Cristobal Colon says that he discovered, which he didn't discover it. It was a mistake that he went there, but he was trying to get him here. So now you have South America being visited by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. You have South America being visited. You also had matter of fact, Florida. All right, you got the Caribbeans just got annihilated, and then the article I just read about Mexico, where they had a earthquake with the magnitude of 8.1, the biggest earthquake in a century. That's 100 years, man. But you think you're protected because you live here in America, man? When the Lord tells you, man, the Lord tells you what he's going to do before he does it. And if you don't take heed, it ain't like when these things start happening, it ain't like you never heard him before. Because the Lord is a righteous God, man. He's a righteous power.
It says all these are the beginning of sorrows.
That's right. So all these things we say here talking about are the beginning of sorrows, man. And guess what? They got people in concentration camps right now in America, and y'all don't even know about it, man. Why? Because they keep things under wraps. The media's not going to focus on all that stuff. They're not going to make it public. All they're going to make it seem like, oh, we were trying to rescue people. The brother McQuarrie, he couldn't be here today because he had to work. So it ain't like he fell out and left. All right, the brother had to work. So we holding camp today on a Friday. All right. So he sent the it was something like an article, but it was a news clip with a woman down there. I guess she was down there in Houston, and she said that they know that it was a man-made storm. That's letting you know right there about the HAARP program, man. And the whole Doppler effect, which you get your Doppler radar from, man. So they know that storm, that they made that storm. And why they make that storm and what reason did they make it? The Senate to jack up this place. But ultimately it was Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua doing that, man. The same way he put in their minds to make these nuclear missiles. The Lord put in these Edomites' mind, the so-called white man, all right? He put it in your mind to make a nuclear weapon, but you're going to destroy your own self with, let alone other people. So who's going to have the last laugh? The Lord, man. Because he the one orchestrating all of this, man. He controls both sides of the fence, man.
It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
That's right, man. So what's coming out here, the reason why they got the FEMA camps and things of that nature, and they're going to take the people by the masses, why they want the men of the Lord. The men that come out here on the highways and byways and prophesy and speak against this wicked kingdom, man. And furthermore, expose their lies, man. The lies they telling you. Read that one more time, man.
It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
That's right. So right now we already hated among all nations for the Lord's sake. We already hated among all nations for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh's sake. Why? Because every nation on the face of this earth, especially the Edomites, and I'm talking about the top dog Edomites, which are the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Eisenhowers, DuPonts, all right, the top dog crackers, but Edomites, the so-called white people, that know that we're the real Israelites, that the Bible speaks of. They know that they know who they have in captivity right here in America. Only people that don't know that they're Israelites is you niggas walking up and down the street. Wanna have your goddamn pants sagging, smoking a whole bunch of weed, seeing how many women you can sleep with. That's not the way an Israelite conducts itself, man. That's not the way, that's not order. And that's not the way the Lord conducts himself, man. And you're his people. And the reason why you act like that, because it was instilled in you by who? The so-called white man.
It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
That's right, we hated among all nations. That's why they do the things they do to you. And they're going to deliver us up into concentration camps. That's why it says we have to be faithful to the end. Be faithful until death, man. All right? Because our people are going to be put in concentration camps. You're going to have martyrs for the Lord, man. All right? You're going to have martyrs for the Lord. What's a martyr? That's a person that gets put to death for what he believes and what he stands for. And Lord's will, we don't got to go that route. But guess what? Yahweh Shah did it.
Yeah, he was. And Yahweh Shah was also hated for basically telling the truth. His own people came against him. You know, the Edomites, the non-Israelite nations came against him because they knew, what he proclaimed, what he believed. You know what I mean? That he was the Messiah. They didn't want that to happen.
That's right. They knew that. That's why prophecy had to be fulfilled back then. Even prophecy's being fulfilled right now. And this book, it was written over 2,000 years ago, man. And the events that are happening is mentioned in this book. So for people to say, oh, the so-called white man wrote the Bible, you don't have no knowledge at all, man. You don't have no knowledge at all. And then it says they're gonna kill you. They've been killing you for years, man. But ultimately in them concentration camps, once you go into them concentration camps, they're gonna force the RFID microchip on you, because that's why they had that run in Wisconsin, man. Where they had the people over there at that company, I forgot the name of the company, but they chipped. I believe they had 80 employees, they chipped about 50 or 40. Because I believe initially 60 employees wanted to be chipped, so I guess 10 backed out of it. So that's going to be a new world currency. It's that microchip, the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And if you get it, it's no hope for you, man. And they getting you prepared for it now. Why they put chips in your debit cards? They got chips in your cell phones. Which those things are all right until they start putting it in you, man. Because what the earth is giving into the hands of the wicked, so those things that he's chipping belongs to him right now. We don't belong to the so-called white man. So you getting that chip and you saying that you belong to the so-called white man. All right?
Yeah, like if you go back in history, I believe it was the Roman soldiers. They used to actually get like tattoos on their neck or head. Like if you watch that movie, I think it's called 13 or something like that. Yeah, it's about like it's kind of like born. That movie Born. Anyway, yeah, they bring that out about how the Roman soldiers, they used to get like whatever legion or military legion, they belong to, they used to get it like branded in their neck. So that's kind of, what this is, alluding to. It's ownership.
That's right, because they want to, they want to own everything, man.
It says, and then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another.
That's right. So let's talk about the race wars, man. Let's talk about race wars too, man. Read that one more time, my Baba Bashar.
It says, then shall many be offended and shall betray one another.
So how you gonna be offended? When you find out how you gonna be offended? When you find out that the way that you're living and that you thought was true is false, then you're gonna be offended. Like, oh damn, I thought that America was gonna last forever. I thought the so-called white man loved me. I thought that it wasn't gonna be no concentration camp. That's how you gonna find out. That's how you gonna get offended. Once they throw your ass in one of them. And once you start seeing certain things happen around you, where as though you can't eat the way you want to, because the stores they lack food. Why? Because people done rummaged them. When you find out, a lot of you people are going to be offended, man. When you find out that everything that you grew up knowing was a bunch of bullshit, it was in vain, man. You going to get offended at that. Then you going to want to fight. Then you going to want to betray people. And who you going to betray? A lot of you niggas are going to betray each other because you do it every day, man. You niggas sit on the corner and sell drugs and talk about, yo, this is my man, this is my man. As soon as y'all get locked up, you snitching on your man. That's the first thing you do. So you niggas ain't loyal, man. So imagine how much more you gonna really turn on your brother once these things start happening. Go ahead, Al.
It says, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many.
That's right. Many false prophets shall rise and shall see many. But you already seeing that now, man. The biggest false prophet is the Catholic Church, man. Because the Catholic Church got a lot of you people under derision, man. Alright? You can even go to these imams. They got a lot of you niggas twisted. They got you twisted into thinking that you're an Ishmaelite, that you're an Arab, that practice and that religion is for you. And it ain't even for you, man. The same way you niggas wanted to become Christians is the same way you became Muslim. It was beaten to you. But niggas don't want to do history. They just look at something like, oh, that's something cool. Oh, my father was there. He grew up like that. Without even questioning that shit, man. My mom's Muslim, so I'm Muslim. Nigga, pick up a book, man. I grew up reading the Bible. But guess what? It was taught to me wrong. So what we do, we search, we research. And we came up with the truth, man. We ain't come up with it, it is the truth.
It's 2 Timothy 2:15. It says, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
That's right. So you got to study to show yourself approved, not just hear what somebody said and think that's the truth. So whatever we out here saying, guess what? We gonna go in the Bible and pull it out. Everything that we say, we going back up with scriptures. And guess what? It ain't up to us to go look it up because we already looked it up and found it to be the truth. It's up to you to go home and do your own research. You don't got to take our word for nothing, man. Matter of fact, I don't even want you to take my word. I want you to go home and study it and see if it's the truth or not, man. That's the same way we had to do. And when you study, you're supposed to look up words, because words lose meaning in translation. So America, the English language, is a bastard language which borrows from every language. So if you want to know the original meaning of a word, you go back to that the translation of what that word meant. The original translation of it, which they have it all over. Why? Because you have a computer in your hand, which is your smartphones. Niggas walk around with Apple phones, Galaxy phones, and all you want to do is watch a bunch of bullshit on there, man.
I'll go to Trump and I'll do it again.
So the fuck what? See, that's the ignorance of our people. He talking about he voted for Trump and he'll do it again. But he don't even know that Trump don't even care about his dumb ass. That's the pride of these crackers, man. He voted for Trump, he'll do it again. Matter of fact, we ain't even gonna have a second chance to vote for it. Because the way he's running things, he's bringing America down, man.
It's Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
That's right.
It says, no one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth that hath commanded, and his spirit that shall gather them. It's Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
And what's the book of the Lord? The book of the Lord is the Bible, man. All right? Which people tend to get the word Lord mixed up and think that, yo, once you say Lord, you're talking about the Almighty, man. Why? Because you don't know his name, man. You also have a guy called Jacob Rothschild, which calls himself Lord Rothschild. And if you go back into the medieval times and all that, they used to be like, oh, my Lord, my Lord. So they was calling other men Lord, man. That's why I say he's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, man. But those are titles, that means he has a name, which his name is Yahweh Shah, which is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, man. And his father's name is Yahweh, man. So you can't get that mixed up. So let's talk about seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. It's talking about the Bible. And it's talking to you Israelites, the 12 tribes. All right, which are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And the ones scattered on all four corners of the earth, man. All right? Because our people are scattered amongst all nations. So you're not going to look like a regular, traditional, so-called dark-skinned Israelite, man. As a matter of fact, before I forget, when me and his brother was driving here to camp, we passed by a sign down there on, what was that, Fifth and Market? Fifth and Market, Israelites, American Israelites. Israelites of America. Matter of fact, I believe it's Fifth and Market. Where the end of what's that? Where the Liberty Bell and all that used to be at. Now it's a sign, it's a sign up there, and it talks, and it says at the bottom of it, it said the American, what it say, Israelites in America, the Israelites of America. And that sign been there for a long time, man. It's a statue, kind of a statue, it's a lot. So it's a statue. So guess what? And that's down there where the founding forefathers, which they like to call them, the founding forefathers of this wicked ass country. That sign was given to them, and they put it there. Why? Because they know that you're Israelites. They know that. And you have things like that right in front of your face, and you can say it's written in stone, because it's written in stone. Done.
No, I'm saying what he's talking about is a statue of a woman. Matter of fact, when we were in the Plain Tables camp, we did a little, we went there and we read scriptures about idols and all that stuff. But it's that same statue that the brother's referring to. And I'm not sure exactly what it said at the top, but what stood out was it said Israelites of America. And then it said something about I forget exactly, but it might have had something to do with that. It's like a synagogue or something, like a block away from there.
That's right. And them Jews, them so-called them Jewish people don't call themselves Israelites. They call themselves Jews, which they're not even the real Jews anyway, man. Which we could prove that easily. That's like Israelite 101, man. When you first come into the truth and you start reading, you're supposed to be able to know that they're not the real Jews. And what scriptures tell you that. Like Revelations 2 and 9 and Revelations 3 and 9. Tells you that they're not the real Jews. And they call themselves Jewish. But niggas so smart, they want to get so deep and they have so much knowledge, a nigga won't even look up the word ish. A nigga won't look up the word ish. But you'll tell how many miles away the earth is from the sun. And all this mathematic bullcrap that don't mean nothing.
So Zechariah chapter 9 verse 6. A bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines.
That's right.
When you look at the word bastard, it's a Hebrew word mamayah ra. And it says it means illegitimate child. And that's talking about, the so-called Jews, the Khazars, that we're referring to, that are impersonating our identity, doing the identity theft for the real, 12 tribes of Israel, which we know are the so-called people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and Gentiles scattered throughout the four corners of the earth.
But yeah, that right there is simple, man. And they refer to bastards nowadays as a child that doesn't have a father. They call him a bastard. So when it's talking about a bastard son dwelling outside, our father is Yahweh, man. All you other nations don't have a father, man. All right, so you have no savior. And all you other nations, if you're not of the 12 tribes, guess what? You're going into slavery, man. And they show you that in movies, man. After the destruction of this place, because you still going to have people, they're going to dig in the ground, which is these elite guys. They got their underground bunkers and all that. They got all that stuff. They got other parts of the world that's not going to be destroyed completely. The only place that's going to be completely destroyed from coast to coast is America, man. That's the only place that's going to be completely destroyed from coast to coast. Because that's how many missiles is going to be shot over here. From all surrounding nations.